Hey guys, welcome back. It's Grim Reaper coming at you for another video for Shadows. Hopefully doing well, and hopefully you're looking after yourselves and having a great start to the weekend. We're back on my account, and again, we're kind of going through this whole mess that Plarium left us, and we're using this free gear removal, which has seemed to remove itself from my profile. Maybe it's finished now, but we basically was building up free gear removal. I think it's just finished for some reason, which is a bit annoying because I was kind of hoping to have an extra day, but it's one of the ones. Let me just check if it's finished. I didn't realize it finished today. I thought it finished tomorrow. Yeah, it's just finished. So it's one of them ones. It's finished now, and we've been playing around with Hydra. I've got my Hydra brutal key in the works, and we got it locked in today. So let's go over the team. I'll explain the team setup and the team's roles and the champions roles within the team, and how we can kind of improve it probably next week and come back to this team. The target is to try and get my brutal key to 500 million, as well as trying to get my nightmare all the way to 500 million as well. So obviously after the changes of 1 billion is looking a bit tough now unless you got a certain amount of champions. So let's go ahead and look into today's team that we're going to be showcasing. And there's a couple of champions in here that I suppose are free to play, right? For LOKI and RATHALOS BLADEMASTER. So I tried to fit in all the mechanics as possible to kind of make this work. And yeah, I guess the thumbnail is what it is. I was completely wrong about LOKI, and I'll get into today's video why I was wrong about LOKI, because I did a video on LOKI saying it was pretty useless within HYDRA, but I have changed my mind with that now. Someone did commented on one of my videos with the synergy between LOKI and THOR, so I appreciate that. That's what we're looking for to kind of help this a bit better. So obviously we're going to open up with this. Obviously there is a lot of goods and bads about this, right? So we got LOKI that comes in with the block buffs. He can also do a block buff spread, but main champion we're looking to counter is Wrath to stop him doing extra damage to us. We also got Revive on Death to protect us against Wrath, and allow protection, so we're a bit more safer. Now with the Poison Clouds, we actually got the SICIA, who is going to be in the HE burn, so I don't mind too much. And with Mischief, we have got KRISK with a high resistance. But we are going to start this with this, and again I would look because LOKI's the fastest, we want him to spread all the debuffs out, so you don't want debuffs out already. That's why I made LOKI the fastest. And I also want to, you could just reset it and go again if he doesn't spread all the debuffs as you want to on this rotation. So you see there he does it like straight away. Now I don't want to do the ally attack straight away, and I don't want to do the block buff straight away, right? The cleanse, sorry. So we just open up the E1 there. Again, this is a cardio and finite build, and you can see SICIA coming in with the fear, which is a bit annoying. This is why we kind of want to keep the cleanse. So you can see there, Thor's going to come in with decreased speed, slow down the heads, and come in with some damage. Now with Rathalos, we're going to stick to his E2 because it ignores 100% ignore defense against bosses. Obviously KRISK is in here for the ally protection, the hex. He's got a hex set on, which is going to be pretty juicy. I guess as well, LOKI can still debuff, so you can put block debuffs out. It's also got AoE on A1, which is a great synergy with ally attack, which is that's why he's in a provoke set for other rotations. And you can see here we're going to come with the cleanse. Increase attack is pretty important, but again we will have the increased attack from THOR himself, so he's going to be doing some insane damage. We do want the increased attack for Rathalos as well, but we could have been a bit better at this rotation, which is something we're looking to. So you can see there the setup is done. Basically, I'm going to let this run through now all the way to the end. You guys can watch this at the 2x speed, and then you can do this team on auto as well. I choose not to, just to make it a bit safer for myself, and I only ran this once, didn't have to run it again. And then we'll come towards the end and see how I can improve it next week and the champions that we could potentially use overall. So enjoy the music, and we'll be right back after this. So you can see at turn 765 that we get a bit unlucky. We get resisted on Wrath with the Provoke from KRISK, which, you know, is the 3%. And then he was able to put a life barrier. And then obviously he got his extra turn from Suffering. So we wasn't able to get our fallback, which basically was like the end of the run. We lost quite a bit of damage after that. So that's what happened wrong. We could have made it to like 450 million, I potentially believe. But it's not the 500 that we want yet, so we'll be looking at that for next week. So you can see here, this is the damage we're coming in from all the champions. Actually, great damage from everyone. Cardiel coming in with 31 million. KRISK coming in with 63 because of the hex set. We've got SICIA coming in with 45 million. We've got THOR coming in with 120. RATHALOS BLADEMASTER coming in with 78, and LOKI coming in with 11 million. So you can see here, great synergy throughout the whole thing and worked quite well. So let's go ahead and see the gear and stats and everything as well. And I'll show you my great haul very quickly because we are in progress in HYDRA, which is basically focus on the speed now to try and get all the speeds up on all my champions. And then I'll probably will focus on accuracy maybe, or survivability here and here, or even maybe even do attack yet. I've not made my mind up yet about this, but yeah, I might do attack because survivability not struggling too much. Maybe my nightmare would benefit from more survivability. All my runs are mangles, so it's probably something I'll look at as well. I think we can actually get the next level of speed, which we'll take there, which is pretty juicy, and hopefully have that finish in a couple of weeks. So let's have a look at all the champions used in today's showcase. We'll start with the big boy hits. You guys can see this in your Blazing Glory. So we've got a 6-piece Merciless and a 2-piece Cruel. We're coming in with speed of 261, critical damage of 224, attack coming in with 7,231, good speed as well, and then 20% ignore defense. He has got natural wrath for the blessing, which is super OP. And then I'll just show you the gear overall, which, you know, HP, it's okay, you know, it could be better. The HP ring, so these attack stats could be a lot better. So obviously extra ignore defense here, which is pretty OP. We know what he's got already, and then these are the blessings masteries that we're running on him. So lasting gifts, etc., a bit of accuracy and a bit of damage with cycle of violence as well. Merciless is the strongest set right now in HYDRA for most champions. Slayer is up there as well, but if you can get this and this is definitely a way to go. I've actually been trying to free up all the Merciless from my account, from our arena champions, and actually bring them in to the HYDRA champions, just mainly to focus on. And we have got a few Merciless sets on today's showcase, right? So we're going to Rathalos next. You'll see another 4-piece Merciless here, not a 6-piece. And you'll see a 4-piece Relentless as well. And you'll see here the stats are pretty much the same as 4. Really high attack, good speed, critical damage, 100% critical rate. Doesn't need accuracy, so that's one thing you don't need. And then a reasonable ignore defense as well. And you need good HP overall, and take that life drinker to kind of really focus on the heal. So I want the 4-piece Merciless because he gets the extra cooldowns from that, and then he can come into this more. That's why we turn off A3 way more. So if his A3 had increased attack, I'd probably use it, but yeah, this is why we're keeping these 2 buffs. These are the masteries, which probably need updating a little bit, to be honest. Like, we should potentially get rid of these, but you can see the damage masteries. Life drink is super important on DPS. To be honest, having Cass is a nice blessing, but for my team it might be better to swap over to cruelty, just to bring some cruelty into the team overall. So I guess we'll show you Cardio next, which is a finite masteries and finite build we pretty much used. We could potentially put in a 9-piece protection and just help with a bit more against RNG, and also bring a bit more damage to our damage dealers, which we might think about next week. But potentially we might lose damage on him, so it'd be one of them ones. And right now I'm not swapping the gear over or anything, so these stats are very strong overall 300 speed, good critical damage, and then yeah, just what really good survivability as well. Maybe could even go reflex gear, try to get that revive on death a bit more. So after that we have Loki, I guess. Loki is in a provoke set, and we made him 306, 100% critical rate. The 100% critical rate is just a icing on the cake. Just focus on accuracy, survivability, and that's about it really. There's high speed as well to make sure he goes first. The critical damage mainly coming from the blessing and the arena great hall, and then some bits and bobs here as well. So provoke set pretty nice. You could also go Fierce Presence tier mastery, tier 6 to kind of really help him. You don't really need any masteries with Loki. If I'm honest, they do a little bit of damage, they don't add too much, but if you can get the damage, why not? So that's perfectly strong. Who else do we have? Our SICIA. I was quite surprised with SICIA Flametongue's damage. She did more than I expected to, which is pretty nice to see. Not 100% critical rate yet. This will be something I'll work on next week. Used a really old build on her back in the day. Solid critical damage, really solid accuracy, a bit over by 50. And then a bit more attack. I probably will focus a bit more on other stats when I've maxed out the Great Hall in accuracy, and then we can really potentially just drop a lot of accuracy and bring a lot of survivability, damage, and everything else as well. I like my defense down weakened champions to be extremely fast, which is what we've done for today's showcase as well. So again, another 6-piece merciless there to ignore the extra defense and to give herself a 30% chance to get into a cooldowns a bit more. That fear does go off quite often, so you do want to try and proc it much as possible. And then I guess our final champion for today's video would be the KRISK, right? Because KRISK is pretty much the champion that's key for this. It gives us survivability, he's bringing us to Hex, and he's so damn good. KRISK one day would like to see 300 speed on him with 500 resistance and then 350 accuracy. Good HP and defense. Could try and sneak 100% critical rate in as well, just to again bring a bit more damage to us, which is something we could potentially work on for next week. And then these are the masteries overall. So super strong masteries. Lightning Cage just to help out with suffering, so you know it's a good way to go. And then I guess you can talk about the team auras, right? So speed is really important. So if we come into my team, which we're sitting 7 at the moment, we got Phantom Touch here because of the Phantom Touch here because of Finite, which is not going to change. We've got Brimstone here, which we could go Cruelty if we have a bit more blessings. Honestly, with Loki, he's got the Timid Presence. I guess that is fine, but we could also potentially change this to Cruelty as well. This is probably the best way to go here. Probably going to replace Blademaster next week with a couple of options, which I'm thinking at the moment is going to be Gore, which potentially could come in. I'm looking to bring him in one of my teams with the counter attack, etc. The allied attack could be quite strong. Another one is Marius, right? Marius on my account as well. If I slow him down a little bit, just by changing the boots, I guess. Potentially Marius can come into this team and do a lot of damage. He also brings increased defense, which will probably help for survivability. And we could do with the cleanse as well, like the strip could be a bit better as well. Against like the reflection, etc. Just a bit more RNG, I guess, a bit more utility. And that is something that I might take into consideration as well. Think right now, I think Marius makes a bit more sense than Rathalos. Just because I think his defense will be more, his damage will be more consistent. But that's still something I'll work on. Obviously, he's got arena masteries overall. I think that's about it for today's video. Hopefully you like it. Appreciate you guys watching to the end. Let me know down in the comments what about your thoughts are and what you're thinking and what would you try with my account if you know my account fairly well. and what champions right now are surprising you with all this Hydra malarkey stuff going on. I guess that's it from me. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe. I've been Grim. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.